Welcome to my channel. This is a tarot reading for Libra, February 2020. I've already pre-laid out the cards just because it's a long time in shuffling otherwise. I will try to give you just a rundown basically of what we're looking at for February 2020 in terms of career and finance only. Sometimes there might be something else coming through in a reading that relates to love, but on the average, this particular reading will be for career and finance. So when looking at the cards right now, there are a few very significant cards that relate to the major arcana. There are, as far as finance and career, I'm looking more for pentacles and wands, but there are quite a few cards here that relate to some of the cups, which are, there's still some success cups in there as well, but just to begin with, we are looking at the Five of Cups, which is this initial card. This is the start out point. So the Five of Cups is really one of not seeing the cups that are still standing. So this is feeling that you're at some kind of financial loss, or that there's some kind of disappointment around money or career, things that aren't really moving you ahead, that you haven't been able to move forward on. But basically it's just a starting point, so that's not indicating that that is for the rest of the reading and where you're headed. The next card is the it's Libra, actually, is representative of Libra being in her power and her energy. So this is actually the Queen of Swords. So the swords represent those things of the mind. So this is really someone who has the ability to be extremely intuitive. So this can be yourself, which I suspect that it is coming through in the reading. So you're really being empowered. You're getting a lot of intuitive messages, not only just from the Queen of Swords, but also at the very end of the reading. I don't know if you can see that with my camera here, but this card here, the star, these are clarifier cards, but these are also cards of intuition as they relate to the reading, which I'll get to. But again, these are all intuitive cards. But back to the Libra energy, which is coming through, and that is the Queen of Swords. So again, the Queen of Swords is somebody who can represent a businesswoman, somebody who is already in business or has a business mind. She might even entertain a managerial role, but somebody basically who's quite straightforward, and she's very direct, and she has she's quite perceptive and very creative. So this is somebody who is representing a Libra or a Virgo energy. And again, I suspect it's you coming through in this reading just because of the layout of the cards. But it is somebody who is quite strong-willed and shrewd and has a really good business mind. The next card following that is the Page of Pentacles. Pages are known as cards where you are, it's a messenger. So a messenger is coming through here with the Page of Pentacles as starting to get practical. So this Libra energy is coming from a lack mindset, feeling that all is lost, but there's still two cups that are remaining that indicate that that's not the case. Then there is, as I said, the Libra energy, Libra Virgo energy coming through. So it's just the qualities of that individual that come through, that somebody who's business-minded, shrewd, and strong intellect, moving toward a getting practical, realistic sense of self. But this is also a window of opportunity that's coming forward. So this one is indicating that you are becoming more strongly compelled to focus on your finances. In terms of material matters, it also indicates that there could also be something that is starting to wind up in terms of loans or applications or investments or something with savings, something, all of those practical issues come to mind, but there's wheels in motion pushing you to become more practical, see opportunity, and you're actually able to plan and progress and focus on getting some results from either a more sensible mindset, but it's a determined, meticulous type of energy that's coming through with the Page of Pentacles. This person is also, or this Pentacle is, Page of Pentacles is also indicating that there is a new course of study that is about to take place. So it may be something that you have just started or you're just about to start, but either way, it's either a new course or it is some form of new learning. It could be going in line with a new job. We'll see as the rest of the cards play out. So this is the Two of Swords, and the Two of Swords is indicating that there can be some decision that needs to be made, but this is also a time where a person can be not moving ahead because of an indecisiveness. There can be a period of needing to be balanced. The twos are about trying to achieve that balance. So it's not really one of complete restriction, because she does have the ability to remove the blindfold and actually see forward and move those blocked feelings or feelings of denial or repressed ideas or whatever it might be that's coming through. That indecision can actually become something that is overcome, but you have to be willing to make that choice. So there might be some kind of barrier or defensiveness that's going on here in terms of that going forward with that new course of action and that new study. The next card is the Knight of Wands. So the Knight of Wands, knights in general are indicating a direction, and they're also messengers of sorts. So the Knight of Wands is a younger energy. It could be somebody who's falling in around the range of a 20, 30-year-old, but again, it could also be just a mindset that you yourself have or someone around you. This is really somebody who hates to be possessed, and sometimes they can wallow in extremes of energy, whether it's positive or negative, which looks like it could be correlating to the Two of Swords about trying to find that balance. This is somebody who is daring and enthusiastic and likes adventure and action and likes to take off and start on a new journey, but doesn't necessarily like to arrive at the final goal. They actually enjoy the journey. So it's somebody who's impatient and passionate and may have a lot of projects on the go, but it's usually relating to something creative. So these are, and again, this could be somebody who's also very, very sensitive that's coming through. And they're not always as reliable a person as you might come across with a knight, but certainly it is somebody who has a very creative energy and who's very motivated. And usually it indicates some kind of level of success ahead. However, because the very next card following that is the Tower, I would say this is really a Tower moment that the Knight is indicating that there is a message that's coming through, that there is a Tower moment that is coming through that may be related to some kind of relationship or union or some kind of coupleship of sorts. The Queen of Cups is really someone who is nurturing and not necessarily, it's somebody who's in an authoritative type of position. It could be a mother, but again, it's someone who's extremely intuitive. The Tower moment isn't really surrounded by a lot of strong cards, so it's probably just some kind of little ripple in the mix, something that might have been overlooked that you now have to handle and get out of the way that's related to this to the Lovers card. But either way, this Queen of Cups is related to a Cancer or a Scorpio or a Pisces energy. Again, this is somebody who is very loving and generous and patient and calm and lets go of anger, doesn't really take on a lot of anxiety and over emotion, but it's just unconditional love and that kind of outpouring. This is, of course, and also somebody who's very, very intuitive and but can tend to be in their head quite a bit. So I suspect that might actually be related to the Tower moment. It feels like that is what the Tower moment is indicating, that it's really more about being too much in the head and not really allowing yourself to remove those blockages because you're really kind of self-sabotaging with your own anxiety. The card of the Lovers is the next card. These again are clarifiers to the Tower card. So the Lovers card is really, again, another one of intuition. So you have the Lovers card, which is a highly intuitive card. So the universe is really trying to speak to you and let you know that there is a message that needs to be adhered to. You need to open up and listen. The more repressed feelings that you have that are in the way, the more you block that message from coming through. So you need to, to say to yourself, I release myself from, whatever blockage or anxiety and things that I'm feeling 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and just try to get done what you need to get done with the information that you do have, to go forward. You can't always control all factors in your life, and sometimes you just have to let things play out as they will. With the available resources that you have, that's the only way that you can operate. So anyway, the Lover's card, as I said, is a very intuitive card, as is the Queen of Cups, and as is the Queen of Swords. So with this card, sorry, the Lover's card, that's actually finding a sense of completeness. So I would say, as I mentioned earlier, that the Tower moment is really just anxieties that are coming through with that Queen of Cups, somebody who's all up in their head. But with the Lover's card, it could be related to that level of romantic involvement, or something that is somehow, overshadowing or influencing you, and it could relate to your money situation. It could even be some kind of a partnership of sorts in business, or that coupleship, as they say, is impacting the financial aspect of your world. But either way, it does represent some kind of big change that's coming. It could be a job change, but you are starting to attract good fortune with this, and it is intuitively led, that you're being led toward that financial opportunity. So again, it's about, seeking harmony and attracting good fortune with the Lover's card, and being able to just to find happiness. So this next card is the Chariot. Chariot is the card of getting what you want. So again, these are all starting to indicate that there is some kind of success that's coming through with whatever this creative business project is, and a new sense of learning and creativity. So it can be a victory. Victory is near. This is moving into the future. And again, even though this is a reading for February 2020, it also indicates that, a lot of energy does trail out through the course of the year, because we don't always do everything in 1 month. So it is just the beginnings of that stage of creativity and movement, but it unfolds as you continue to work on whatever the projects are you have underway. So again, if you continue to put your effort behind your creative project, this new learning, it will bring about a victory. You will be able to get what you want, especially because it is followed by the Nine of Pentacles. So this strong motivation of that, of the Chariot, is a card of getting what you want. Sometimes it can be a hard-won victory. So, I mean, as with anything in life, there's always a little bit of a price to pay. Again, sometimes it's just self-imposed stress that we create around us that makes the challenge more difficult than it needs to be. What we see as an obstacle may really just be a challenge that you have to undertake. So, to get to the other side. But either way, this does represent, the Chariot represents new territory. So it's, you're able to get the knowledge that you need, because there is the study, new skill set, new study that's represented by the Page of Pentacles. You are able to get what you want. You do have a strong motivation toward it, because you also have the Knight in there. You have the willpower and the confidence and that ambition and that drive to get it, because you then end up with the Nine of Pentacles. So even in terms of loans and applications, which was also represented with the Page of Pentacles, the Chariot is also one that lets you know that you also have that ability to overcome, settling of debts and paying off loans, and you have some self-control in around spending as well. But the Nine of Pentacles is telling you that you have the ability to be self-sufficient. So whatever this creative project is, it is going to lead to some level of self-sufficiency. So you're not necessarily going to be building on some kind of regular job on a 9-to-5 grind. It looks like this is more of a personal business that you will be starting, because it is one that does represent accomplishment. It represents self-reliance and that inner sense of security, financial security, self-discipline, which these are all cards of self-discipline, and this is a card of success as well. But it is also that material security, that you've accomplished your mission, that whatever it was in terms of money, you will receive. It can't even be a job promotion that's coming through fast, because with the Chariot, it is an indication of the speed in which you are achieving this. So it does look as though it's starting to move ahead rather quickly, that there is something coming in for you. It could be the job promotion, as I say, or it could be the business idea, because either way you're learning something new, some new skill is coming through, and you are getting recognition for your contribution. So accomplishment with that Nine of Pentacles. The other part here that follows, this is a clarifier card to that Chariot, is the Nine of Pentacles. But also, I drew another card for, just to clarify, just to add a little bit more light to the reading. And so the High Priestess was following the Nine of Pentacles, and this is indicating that there is a, again, it's more intuition, highly intuitive cards here. So the divine is definitely trying to reach you, to send you a message, that there is some sense of all-seeing, all-knowing kind of wisdom that goes with this High Priestess. It does represent a Virgo energy as well, could be somebody around you, but what I'm really feeling is that this study, this form of study, which is coming through with the Hierophant and the Page of Pentacles, is letting you know that you're going to become some kind of an expert in whatever this field is that you're taking on. So it is more of a helping feel that I'm getting from this, more along the lines of it could be, you know, chiropractics or nutrition or Reiki, but it's something to do with hands-on or healing type of a profession. You know, it might involve psychology, it might involve something that relates to counseling or something in the helping professions, either way. But this is like a hidden talent or a hidden knowledge that is yet untapped, but the ability is there. So it is the knowledge, the ability is there, and it just has to be revealed. So so again, just remembering that you do have a developing talent with this card that's going to lead you to that level of independence. So you do need to trust your intuition on that to be able to have it move forward. You can't sit idly by. You really do have to move toward goals to make them manifest. But if you are consistent, you will see a payoff. So the next card is the Knight of Pentacles. It is more of a slower moving energy, but again, it's clarifying this secret knowledge. So even though there's new skill set that's being developed, and again, it could be a job or promotion, but there's recognition coming through for this hidden talent. But the Knight of Pentacles speaks to a slower moving energy, meaning you're working, hard working on this energy to develop this talent. So you are creating your own success. You don't want to miss your opportunities. So basically this card is telling you that if you're hardworking and you're determined and you're responsible about getting on with the job, you put in that time and effort, you will be able to move ahead and reap the rewards. So again, you have to be determined and hardworking, because that's really what this energy is with the Knight, and it is coupled with the High Priestess, which is a highly intuitive card, and it's hidden talents that are yet to be coming forward. But again, another card of success. The threes represent that attainment, that achievement, that creativity. So again, you know, the creativity, the results, the achievement, the victory with the Pentacles, self-sufficiency, the hidden talent, the Chariot coming through, that there will be, you know, fast-moving success if you develop this talent, which is maybe a slower moving energy in creating it, but you will have success with the Three of Cups. So the Three of Cups is really, it is a card of celebration. It is one of even having teamwork involved there. It is more of a hard-earned energy, and it is abundance. It is creating something that you're well supported in, and you're putting your trust in others. So again, there's, you know, oftentimes more support with the three than just an individual journey. It does promise success, however. So again, hard work, determined energy. But the Six of Cups indicates this is really something that you have wanted for some time. I don't feel this is something that just came up all of a sudden. This is a passionate journey that you've been on, and maybe it fell onto the back burner as life gets in the way, but it's something that you have thought about since childhood. So you're now maybe able to manifest some of those talents because you've been developing them for so long. But either way, this Six of Cups is telling you that you need to express this. You need to get it out there. You have to move on it. So the next card is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is really, it's a card of, just being a little bit on guard. It can indicate that you may not have a lot of support in all directions because some people might be jealous of you and that there could be some kind of dishonesty or manipulation around you. Somebody might be cheating you out of something in terms of money or a job, but there is some sense of forces opposing you. Somebody might be trying to get away with something, or there's some kind of obstacle that's around you that might feel like it's attacking you. But because of that Four of Pentacles energy is indicating that you're hanging on tight for your life with the money. So you're being maybe a little bit too much of a control freak. You're being a little possessive and stubborn, resisting some of the change. You're not very open, and maybe there's a lot of boundaries that you have up, but it still indicates financial stability. So as you move along, whatever this restriction is above, this was clarified, that you are, even though you worry about the money, you still have financial stability, and you are able to move ahead with that. And you may, as I say, you may be resisting change, but it doesn't necessarily mean that you're not going to achieve it, which is clarified by the Ace of Cups. And that is a very positive card. The Ace of Cups is a universal blessing. So as a universal blessing, this indicates that you have a new awareness. There is a new job. There is a new opportunity, some kind of new project that's coming through. And that you can, again, it's a intuition. It's about intuition and trusting that intuition to help bring about that gift of money and new project and developing that latent talent that you have from childhood. But it is about expressing your feelings with whatever this Six of Cups held. You need to express that. You need to express something that you've had a long-standing connection to. And finally, the last card is, again, it was a clarifier card, and that was the Star. The Star is a very, very positive card. So, I mean, the Star, again, it's just a clarifier card, but it is still a major arcana card, and it does indicate success. It does mean that you have, you're intuitively led as well throughout that whole process. But again, unless you take action, you can't really expect to get something. Or I should even say that even though there's the promise of some success here, it could be, with job and recognition and whatever, but if it is related to a business idea, you still have to plug along to make a success out of anything. But it would be extreme success if you are diligent about it and slow moving, but optimistic. The Star card is one of inspiration. So, and as I mentioned before, it feels like this is more of an inspirational journey that you are taking on to move things ahead. That it's some kind of healing type of profession. But the Star card is a clarifier for the universe bringing through a gift. And again, these can be windfalls of money, but I would say that it really relates to more of the universe guiding you to some kind of extreme financial success, but it's still having to put in the work. But as I say, it's success in this financial realm, in this career realm. It is inspirational. It is something relating to divine promise, something that is your journey. It's your calling. Whatever this is, it's related to your calling. It's definitely a positive, fortunate time. It is a positive omen that if you keep working hard at it, slow and determined, you will succeed. This was a really positive reading for February, Libra, 2020. And as I say, it usually runneth over a little bit into the coming months. But if this is any indication of the rest of the month and what you have to look forward to, hard work is paying off.